under the radical is kind of the same as having a what under the radical? A fraction, right? Can we rewrite this as a fraction? Yes. Okay. So the first place after the decimal is known as the what? Tenths, with a funny TH on the end, right? And the second place after the decimal is known as the hundredths. So if you were going to read this, you would say 9/100ths. So you would write 9 over 100. Okay. Lucky for us, both of those numbers are perfect squares. 9's a perfect square. 100's a perfect square. So we're going to take the square root of each. And we get 3/10. But then you go to the back of the book and it does not say the fraction 3/10. What does it say? It says 0.3. Okay? How do you know when to write which answer? Okay? Whatever, right? So either the directions are going to tell you, write all your answers as this or that, or you look at how the question was given. Was it given as a fraction or was it given as a decimal? And that's just the general rule. Okay? Any questions on example 5? All right. 6. Now we're throwing in an equal sign. Okay? So we have x squared equals 9. That means we want to know what number can we take it and square it and get 9? What is it? 3. Is there another number that we can take it and square it and get 9? -3. So when we take the square root here, we should get 2 answers, +3 and -3. And you can either write this plus minus sign out front, or you can write 3, -3.
And that's why we're doing the other ones.
All right. Example 7. All right. Example 7. This time, we've got x squared plus 4 equals 0. First thing you want to do is you want to isolate that variable, right? Get it by itself. So you're going to subtract 4 from both sides, and you end up with x squared equals -4. What number can we square and get -4? Yes. The answer is no real solution. All right. Now let's talk about cubes and cube roots. So if we have 4 to the 3rd power, that's a cube. You can say 4 to the 3rd power, or you can say 4 cubed, means the same thing. That's like taking 4 and multiplying it 3 times. So 4 times 4 times 4. Which you can punch it in the calculator that right way, and you would get 64. Okay? 64 is a tricky number because it's a perfect square and it's also a perfect cube. So just pay attention to that. All right? All right, so let's go the other direction. Let's take the cube root of 64. This number right here on the little tail of the square root is what we call the index. And it means what number is multiplied 3 times to get that number. And that would be 4. 4 times 4 times 4. 1, 2, 3 times. So the answer would be 4. When do these get tricky? These get tricky when they throw in some negative signs, okay? So number 8, if we were to take the 5th root of negative 32. You might look at it and say, oh, it should be no real solution. But it's not. There's a real solution to this problem. Anybody know it? You're so close, right? It's negative 2. Because negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 is, no, it's negative 32. Because when you have an odd amount, it ends up being negative. But when you have an even amount, it ends up being positive. So the answer is negative 2, which is a real number. It's negative, but it's real. Okay? So when that index, this number right here, is odd, and the number under the radical is negative, your answer is going to be negative. When the index is even, and the number under the radical is negative, your answer will be positive. You probably just have to see a couple to go, oh, okay. Because it'll take you a couple to look at and go, oh, that's what they're doing. All right?